Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Premiere Next. In this video you are going to get all the information related to the latest updates of the series called Who Killed Jill Dando? In the news about latest upcoming Netflix documentary series updates on Who Killed Jill Dando? Read full article to know more about this news. Who Killed Jill Dando? Is a Netflix documentary series that explores the 1999 murder of a British journalist and the unsolved circumstances surrounding it. Jill Dando, a pioneer in British television, was shot once and died in broad daylight in 1999 on her doorstep. The murder is still unsolved despite one of the largest homicide investigations in British history, according to the official narrative. This three-part series takes viewers through the twists and turns of a true crime mystery as her family, friends, journalists, investigators, and lawyers wrestle with the question, who killed Jill Dando? WHO was Jill Dando? Jill Dando was an English journalist, newsreader, and television host who worked primarily for the BBC during her career. She was well liked by both the general public and her fellow media professionals, and in 1997, she even took home the BBC Personality of the Year award. West England's Somerset is where Dando was born. Her older brother also worked for the BBC and in local newspapers, so journalism ran in the family. Together with her father and sibling, she worked her first job at the Weston Mercury, a local newspaper. She moved to the BBC after working for half a decade in print, first as a newsreader at BBC Radio Devon before moving to the larger BBC Southwest. By 1988, Dando had climbed the ladder once more and was a presenter for BBC Television News. All of the major news programs, such as Breakfast Time, Breakfast News, and the 6 o'clock news, featured her frequently. She also started hosting the television program Crime Watch in 1995. The program uses reconstructions of significant unsolved cases in the UK to elicit information from viewers. Although these claims are unproven and are viewed as unlikely by serious investigators of the case, there are some suggestions that this job is connected to her murder. Dando was experiencing one of her most prosperous periods in April of 1999. She was scheduled to host the British Academy Television Awards at the beginning of May after appearing on the cover of the Radio Times. She has also been hired to host a season of the television program Antiques Inspectors. Who Killed Jill Dando? Is a Netflix documentary series. On the morning of April 26, 1999, Dando moved back into the home she owned after leaving her fiancé's residence. She took her car to get to both addresses, which were in West London. Dando was in the midst of selling her home, and it emerged from the investigations that she wasn't a frequent visitor. Dando was shot once in the head at 11:32 while she was waiting outside her front door. 14 minutes later, a neighbor found her dead body. Shortly thereafter, police were summoned. When the presenter arrived at the neighboring Charing Cross Hospital at 13:03, it was already too late to save him. Dando was snatched from behind as she prepared to insert her keys into the lock to open the front door of her Fulham residence. Her face was almost touching the tiled step of the porch when the attacker grabbed her with his right arm and threw her to the ground. He then shot her once in the left temple with his left hand, instantly killing her. The bullet exited her skull on the right side, exiting slightly above her ear and parallel to the ground. A well-dressed, clean-shaven, white male with black hair had been spotted in Fulham at the time of the incident, rushing down the street with what appeared to be a mobile phone, albeit police now acknowledge that this was likely a handgun. Witnesses reported him as having brown hair, being in his late 30s or early 40s, and standing at about 5 feet 11 inches tall. The individual was reportedly dressed in a suit. After the gunshot, the man was spotted by neighbors walking away before breaking into a sprint and vanishing. In an episode of Crime Watch, Dando's previous program, they attempted to identify her killer by reconstructing the crime. Despite questionable evidence, a guy called Barry George, who lived close by, was found guilty of the slaying. He was released after filing an appeal in 2008, and as several tabloid rags owned by Rupert Murdoch kept implying he was guilty, he was awarded significant damages in 2009. The murder has never been solved, despite one of the biggest police investigations in British history. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please click on the like button and subscribe to the channel for the latest updates related to upcoming movies and series.